Welcome to the Everyday GSD podcast, and I guess take two, because I had a little technical difficulties. Yeah, I'm recording. Yeah, thank you. I was going to say thank you, Justin. And before we even start and introduce our amazing guests that we have here and a friend of mine, I want to just say Justin's not with us today, and my friend Clark, who owns LDR Studios, who's kind enough to come in and fill in for Justin. And while I'm giving him a plug and thanking him, I also want to say he has an awesome podcast called Soon to Be Legends. It's in season 2, coming out probably around April, I think. Is that about right? So in a few months or so, it'll be out. Yeah, it comes out on 420. That's right. And for all those you 420 lovers. Random. Yeah. So anyway, thank you, Clark. Appreciate it. And so if Clark walks through the cameras, that's because he's seeing us do something wrong. And of course, Clark, I'll probably be asking you questions as I normally ask Justin. Okay, Anthony, my man. So I always fuck up your last name, Abdallah.
You're not supposed to cuss because your mother did.
Oh yeah, I wasn't supposed to cuss because my mom. You're right. Yeah, this is take 2, right?
Yeah, hey, he did good on the first one.
Yeah, Mom, okay. I did good on the first one.
Yeah,
okay.
But it is Abdallah.
Abdallah.
Yeah.
Abdallah.
There you go. Yeah,
there we go. I got it. Okay. So Anthony's got a crazy story. As you know, the show's Everyday GSD. It's about people getting shit done. I'm amazed about your story. You grew up in Wyoming. Yeah. You moved to San Diego, where I met you when you were working with my buddy Stu, former Navy SEAL, great guy. We'll talk about that in a minute. But you used to drive the stunt subs or whatever they're called. Yeah. The sharks that go in and out of the water. Yeah, they're badass. Yeah. But I think what's kind of cool about your story is you moved to Florida and you start getting on Instagram and the social media platforms, TikTok. And you have how many watches on TikTok?
So I started the clothing line, and
oh yeah, that's right.
I just started hashtagging Wet Army, which is
so Wet Army is the clothing line.
Yeah. And I look it up and it says 81 million views. So
yeah, 81 million views. Okay, so that's just a couple views. Yeah. And you have your videos that you do with the semi-submergible shark that goes in the water, which I can't wait to talk about. Yeah. Some of those videos have like 10 million views, right?
Yeah, anywhere from like 2,000 to 20 million.
Yeah, so a lot of views.
Yeah.
So I guess in the Instagram, and you've got 25, 30,000 followers or whatever. Yeah. And by the way, his Instagram and his TikTok is Casper_732. Yeah. So it's CASPER_732, and that should be right here. I like when they do that. Yeah. They hate when I do this, though. It's right here. Okay.
But no. Click the subscribe.
Yeah. So yeah, and don't forget to click. Yeah. Oh yeah, don't forget to subscribe to Everyday GSD podcast on YouTube. I'm trying to get more subscribers on YouTube. Yeah. We've been doing this for several months, for a while now, and the goal is to continue to get that number to rise. We'll do another plug on that later. But Anthony, thank you for coming to town. You live in Florida. This was not an easy drive for you.
Oh, man, it's a breeze. Don't worry.
I appreciate you coming up, and we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff, talk about how you've been getting shit done for a while and how you look like a hippie, but you're really not. And anyone who's watching this show right now is going to be like, this is not the normal show they do, but we're going to have some fun. So Anthony, why don't you tell me what happened? You were growing up in Wyoming and you're like, hey, I want to go to the beach, or what were you doing, hunting and fishing out there? Decided you wanted to have dreadlocks?
So honestly, I never wanted to leave Wyoming. I loved it out there, where I grew up and everything. I loved it. But I started welding at a very young age. I fell in love with it. My grandpa was a welder. I grew up with him. And
because you were welding when I met you. You were welding, or you had just finished your job. You were working for the United States Navy as a civilian.
Yeah, a contractor.
Yeah, contractor welding the ships.
Yeah.
In the Navy Yard.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay,
it was fun,
I'm having a flashback right now.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay, so Wyoming.
Wyoming, I just, I didn't finish school. I just kind of found a welding job. And once I got good enough at it, I figured I can go on some contracts. And I started traveling, doing welding contracts, and ended up in San Diego. And then I ended up laid off and hanging out with you. But
that's a long story short.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. But normally, you find a contract, you go to it, and then once it's up, you go find another contract. But in San Diego, I was like, it's kind of cool here. I don't want to leave.
Yeah, absolutely. And then so let's talk about when you met Stu, and then that's obviously that's how I ended up meeting you. But the initial meeting, you were driving down the road and you saw this shark being pulled by a BMW.
Yeah. So I was going to marina to fix a boat, actually.
To the marina where my boat used to be at.
Where your boat used to be.
Yeah,
and
right.
I see this
Sun Road Resort Marina, awesome marina in San Diego, Harbor Island. Big shout out, and big shout out to the Beneteau crew. Yeah, those guys are fucking badass.
Yeah, those boats are really sick. Yeah, and Costera and Tom Hams. Dude.
Oh yeah, the brunch at Tom Hams,
the best.
And our friends, and by the way, shout out to the bartenders and managers at Tom Hams. They get it done. I don't want to name all of them because. If I miss one, I don't want to get in trouble. But I know they're a supporter of the show. So.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome, dude. Yes, they're so cool.
Yeah, they're awesome there. Okay, we're talking about the best brunch in America.
Yeah.
Unlimited. Getting shit. Yeah, we're getting shit done by going to brunch. Okay, let's get back to the show. Okay, so you're going down the road and you run into this shark getting towed.
I run into a shark just being towed on a trailer, and I was like, man. I have to follow this thing. Like, I have to see what it's all about. I saw a video of the thing like a couple weeks before.
On the news?
No, just like going through social media, and I wasn't even really like on social media or anything. Right. And I just like randomly saw the video. Actually, you know what? My roommate showed me the video.
Okay.
Like, hey, look at this. And I was like, whoa, that's cool. And then I see one on the street and I follow it. And I'm like, damn, this is cool. I got to figure out what's going on here.
And this is Stu's.
This is Stu, yeah. So we end up in the Costera parking lot.
Which is a excellent restaurant right next to the marina.
Yeah.
Next to Island Prime or Sea Level.
Sea Level, yeah. Oh, man, all those
names are the memories.
Back, yeah. So, we like shot the shit, hung out, whatever, and then like went our separate ways. And
but I mean, you just pulled up next to him and said, "Hey, I want to talk to you."
I was like, "Yo, this thing is cool, man." And Stu, he's like all about it. Like, "Oh yeah, let me tell you, like this, that, this, that."
And Stu's a former Navy SEAL and a former government contractor for one of the alphabet companies. He'd been doing that shit for 15, 20 years.
Man. Yeah.
Hard charger.
Real freaking OG, dude.
Yeah. But that dude's got positive energy.
Dude, the best. Yeah. The best energy.
Okay, ever. So he's showing you about the shark.
Showing me all about it, this and that. And I'm like, man, this is great. And like we exchange information, and then go our separate ways. And a few days later, he gives me a call. He's like, hey, man, I'm taking this thing out on the water. You want to come with? And I'm like, of course, dude. Like,
do you even know this shark he's talking about? Have you seen these videos?
The submergible,
I think I might have shown him some videos.
I saw a couple of his, but I've seen them like in the last 5 years.
Yeah, because I've talked to a couple people about it, and when they don't get it, and then I show them a video. I show them one of yours that has like 7 million views. They're like, "You know that guy?" I'm like, "Yeah, man. He's the shark king of
sea breacher,
sea breacher, whatever."
Yeah, bro. Everybody in Miami is all about it. It's fun down there. Yeah,
I love it. Okay, continue. Sorry, I got distracted.
So he hits me up and he's like, "Hey, you want to like go out on the water today? This and that." I'm like, "Yeah, for sure." And we go out for the first time, and he's actually learning how to drive the thing too. So
can you get a little closer to the mic? Just put it right here.
Right here? Yeah. Okay, so he's like trying to learn how to drive it at the same time. He's had like some lessons, this and that. And we go out, we have a really fun day. And then I just kind of tell him, I'm like, yo, like he was telling me he's starting the company, like giving rides.
Right. That was Sequest.
Yeah, Sequest.
From Above.
Yeah.
What was it?
Book your tour now from above and below the sea. Yeah, something like that. I have videos of it, man. It's the best.
Yeah.
Like he definitely needs to be making some commercials. Yeah. So good. So I started helping him out on the weekends and stuff. Yeah. And one day he brought 3 of us out and he's like, all right, whoever drives it the best, I'll keep training.
That's so Stu.
Yeah.
So Stu.
Yeah. And I mean, he made us get in there and like we had comms, you know?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And we're like, okay, putting the seatbelt on.
Yeah, yeah. Seatbelts on.
Closing the hatch.
Yeah.
Like every step he wanted.
Well, it's important to close the hatch.
100%.
We'll talk about.
Not
we'll talk about
closing it, latching it.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after. But for those people who don't understand about this, this stunt sub, this submergible shark. A lot of people have said before, it's similar to flying a helicopter.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's what they say. I've never driven a helicopter. So
right.
I don't really know, but
I bet you probably could, because you can. I haven't seen you not be able to do anything that you've tried to do.
So I feel like I can do a lot of stuff, but there's like, I don't know.
Yeah. Like, he's very modest.
There's a limit.
Yeah, he's very modest.
Like you can get so good at something, but you have to keep doing it to get better, you know?
Right.
Like when I start something, like, yeah, I get the gist of it.
But what happened is you don't give up. When you start something, if
it's something I want to keep doing.
And that's a lesson for people, right? If there's something that you want, you've got to push hard and just go after it, no matter what.
Yeah.
So to the point is that you followed a guy driving down the road and you basically stalked him for a job. And without,
it wasn't even a job.
No, I know.
Like,
at first, but you were like, "I'll help out," knowing that your hard work, he'll recognize that.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he's going to be like, "Hey, man, do you want to get in here and drive this?" So you're in it. So you're in it, and out of the 3 people, who else made it?
Nobody.
So you did.
Yeah, it was me.
Yeah, just you. So now
they like, okay, so let me tell you this. Like I launched it maybe 10, 15 minutes inside of this thing. I launched it out of the water. And these guys couldn't even like dive it underwater and get it back out.
Really?
Yeah. And we sent it.
And we were talking about like a helicopter. Explain how it's with paddles.
Oh,
or
yeah.
pedals.
So you have your foot pedals.
Right.
And that it has 3 points of access pretty much. So it has pitch, roll, and yaw.
Okay.
And then your pedals control the pitch and the yaw.
Okay.
And then your arms control the roll.
And then your throttle?
Yeah, you got the throttle.
Yeah.
You definitely need power.
Yeah.
It's great.
And so how fast does it go above the water? 55?
Above, it's about, 55, 60 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And then when you get underwater, it's around 25, 30.
Which is cruising.
It is. And on water.
Oh, I know. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Did we ever get you in there, or was it just J-Ro?
No, I've been in there a bunch of times.
You went in there with Stu though, huh?
Yeah. So, by the way, Stu's moving to Jamaica.
Yeah.
He just got another company down there, totally different industry, but I'm going to be down in Jamaica here real soon.
You got to bring this stuff and get him on the podcast.
Yeah,
dude.
I know. I should do a little remote one with him.
Definitely. In Jamaica,
Yeah.
like the backdrop would be dope.
Yeah. Okay, back to you. We'll talk about Stu later.
Yeah.
Okay, so that you're working now. You're because when I met you, I just walked down to the marina and I was like,
dude. Okay, so I gotta tell you the rest of this story. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay, so,
I interrupted.
Oh yeah, no, you're good.
I do it all the time.
So he took us out. I did the best out of the 3, and he started training me more, and I got to drive this machine more. I'm like having fun doing this shit, helping him out, driving the Wing Cat.
The Wing Cat.
The Wing Cat was awesome. Yeah.
I was the best driver of the Wing Cat.
Yeah. So maybe a couple weeks, I don't even think a month went by, and he's all like, he comes up one day and he's like, "Hey man, I got to go overseas. Here's the keys to the kingdom."
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And I'm like, I can't even park this thing on the lift yet.
And you didn't really know what his real occupation was at that point, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, at that point you did?
Oh yeah, me and him are tight.
Okay,
yeah.
I didn't know, because at first he didn't tell anyone, but then...
Dude, me and him, like, I don't know what it was, but it was just instant, like, brotherhood.
Okay.
Yeah,
right on.
Like, yeah, it was great.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a dope dude.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, he's just like, I gotta go, Yeah. And here, he's like, you can do it. And I'm like, dude, I don't even know how to park this thing on the lift yet.
Yeah.
And you're like crazy anal,
Yeah, oh my God.
I don't want to chip it.
I wouldn't say anal. I would just say perfection.
Perfection. Yeah, no, of course. Yeah. But I mean, that's all comes with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
right.
I was like, damn. And it was maybe like a day or 2 before he had to leave. And we're like in the rain, which it never rains in San Diego.
Right.
But we're in the rain, and I'm like learning how to park this thing on the lift and take it off the lift.
Which was the hardest part.
It was, yeah. I mean, like, you go out in the open water, you rip around, do whatever.
Yeah.
Like, and what's cool is when you give people rides, like just them being in it, they're like, oh shit.
Yeah, because they don't know you're not supposed to, hit shit underwater.
Yeah. Stuff like that.
Yeah, stuff like that. Oh shit, that's too funny. Okay, sorry, continue.
Yeah,
I'm going back in my memory when.
But anyway, man, like I had a blast. Like he went. It was really scary. It was. So that's part of the get shit done. Honestly, like this thing would be kind of, you know, like it would have its issues and stuff, and I would have to be there at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Fixing this thing and getting it back on the water, because Stu didn't want it on the water unless it was 100%.
Yeah.
And if it's not on the water, like we weren't making money.
Right.
And I mean, I'm not making money either way, but I like really like doing this.
Yeah.
So I'm like there all day, all night. Yeah. Like I would give rides, it would break. I would stay up all night and fix it.
Yeah, I would see you because my boat was right down.
Yeah, and you'd be down there staying there.
Yeah, because that's when I first met you guys. I walked over and I saw you guys and I was like, what is this thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, you met Stu in the parking lot of Costera.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot.
And then I think he invited you to come out. Yeah.
Let me reminisce about that story. Yeah. So I'm cruising through the parking lot because we had this little cut through up at the marina by that gate at Sun Road. And we would go through that gate and go into Costera. Yeah. And Stu was there with a buddy of his. And they were kind of like being like lippy, and that's not Stu, but they'd had a couple. They had a couple drinks, you know, and
we had a good day on the water.
Yeah, so basically, I was like, you know, I thought he was trying to start shit with me, and I'm like, yeah, wrong guy, bro. And next, you know, we're kind of like two little rams. We're ready to fucking fight like two adults, right? Yeah. It's real mature, real mature.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And next thing you know, I think I saw his seal tattoo. And then he saw a couple of my tattoos, and then we were like, oh, and then we started talking, and then we like hugged it out, and then we were like boys, and then he ended up calling me like 2 days later and said, hey, come on over, we're down here, and then he said, so you can drive a boat? I'm like, yeah, I can drive a boat, I drive all these boats, but so then I started helping out on the Wingcat just for fun,
dude. I remember when I think you and J-Ro were staying at the
marina.
At the boat, and like we just went out that day.
And that's J-Ro, by the way.
Yeah, J-Ro. She's here.
Yeah, she's here. She's here in spirit.
Yeah. But you and her were hanging out. I was like driving the Wingcat and Stu was off doing the thing, and he was like taking you guys out. I think we might have had a customer or something, you know?
Yeah, probably.
And I remember coming out of the marina and you're like just chilling, like, yeah, I'm Darin. And I'm like, yeah, so like, what do you guys do?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I got businesses. I'm like, all right, cool. You know, like, okay.
But I like the shark.
Yeah.
No, we had some fun though, for sure.
So much fun. Yeah.
So let's talk about your company, or so you leave California and you go to Florida, because obviously Stu ended up selling the company, and that was a whole disaster.
Yeah.
They screwed him over. I wish they watch and I could tell them they're a bunch of losers.
Yeah.
But I don't think they probably watch any podcast. But yeah, I just did, right?
Yeah.
What were their names? Probably shouldn't say. But
you're right.
Yeah. But yeah, if you're listening, you guys are losers.
They don't get shit done.
They do not get shit done. You're thieves. But anyway, poor Stu, he got screwed out of that deal.
Yeah.
But you know, you ended up, they were trying to do a contract with you. They tried to screw you too.
Yeah.
So you ended up leaving too.
Yeah. But honestly, it was mainly because like I said, me and Stu like clicked right off the bat. And once I saw that happen to him, I was like, I don't want any part of this anymore. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I wanted to do it with Stu, you know, like,
right.
I didn't want to do it with these weirdos.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And it's interesting because after you guys left, they had to dissolve the business because no one knew how to take care of it.
I did the bookings. I did
they didn't know anything.
I did the release forms. I don't know what you want to call them. I got the people to come. I gave the rides. I did everything. And then once I left, they're like, man, we have all this equipment, but we don't know what to do with it.
Yeah. And you need to know how to drive that thing.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah. You can't just get in it. No, I used to love when we would give
user friendly.
I used to love when people would be on the Wingcat before it was their turn to go. Yeah. They would say to me, they're like, hey, do you think he'll let me drive it? And I'd be like, yeah, sure. Ask him.
Dude, I had this guy come in, right?
I think you said it too. You said, do you ever ask a pilot to?
Yeah.
What did you say? What did you say?
I had this guy come in, and he's like looking at it, and he's like, yeah, cool. He's like, and I'm like, yeah, you know, you're going to be in the back here. Da, da, da. He's like, what? I don't get to drive it? I'm like, do you go to the airport and tell the pilot, like, hey, I got this, buddy?
Yeah. Hop in the back. I got this, Captain.
I mean, like, really anybody can drive it. But
you just have to know
if you
how.
want to do the tricks and stuff and like have fun with it, you need to.
Well, anyone can fly a plane too. You just got to figure out landing and taking
pull
off.
Up, pull down, right?
Right.
Oh,
yeah. But I mean, it's a little more than that, right?
But I mean, like, okay, you're in the air. You're in the air with a plane. Like, you can do whatever you want. You know, you can kind of mess around with it. That's the same thing with that. Like,
right.
But pulling it into places or doing certain things, like
speed kills.
Yeah.
Speed kills.
No, well, with that, like every time I train somebody, I'm like, more power, more power.
Yeah, I used to watch you, and I'd watch people, and I'd go, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Let's talk about TikTok and Instagram, and then we're going to talk about Wet Army. So you have a clothing line, apparel line, hats, shirts.
Yeah, I'm trying.
It's called
to kind of
hashtag Wet Army.
Yeah,
that's
the name is Wet Army.
Yeah.
It's actually like a pretty dope logo.
WETARMY.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just like it sounds.
So it's like wet, and then like Army's kind of in some crosshairs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
I love the logo. Yeah, it's super cool.
And
but I kind of want to make it to be like you can get gear and stuff too, you know? Like right now I have t-shirts and hats and all that stuff, but I want like life jackets, wetsuits, like you know, really cool stuff for water, for snowboarding, for snowmobiling, like all kinds of stuff.
You know who I should hook him up with? My buddy Keith. He owns Premium Junk.
Oh, cool.
You actually, I've given you some. It's the with the RPG on it.
Oh,
remember in California? Yeah, because he came out to visit. Yeah. He's got.
He did come out, I think.
He did. Yeah, real good guy. Real good guy. But anyway, I should connect you with him because he fucking gets shit done.
Well, dude, that's one of the main
I'm gonna make
things
a note on that
I need to do is find like a good, because I want like kind of quality stuff, you know, like I don't want to just like.
Well, he's good because obviously he was a government contractor and he got to go around the world and he would source.
Figured out, dude. That's what Stu did with our cards.
Yeah,
you remember our Sequest cards? They're all sparkly and like plastic waterproof.
I know, I
stuff.
remember.
Yeah.
But okay, so let's talk about Wet Army. What made you decide you wanted to start this company?
So I was getting a lot of traction on like social media.
Okay,
and I mean, there's tons of ways to monetize it, you know, like I could actually sign up for stuff and get paid for videos and everything. But I never really kind of went that direction.
Right.
Like, because I feel
and
like.
on Instagram, what do you have, about 30,000 followers?
Around like 25,000.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Plus or minus. Yeah.
And
then your videos get millions of views.
Yeah. Some of them when I get lucky. Yeah. But my TikTok really blew up. Yeah. I got like millions and millions, like hundreds of millions probably on there, you know.
And your TikTok and your Instagram are the same, Casper_732.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right here.
Oh, yeah. Did I do that in the last one or this one?
Yeah, the last one.
So I haven't done that on this one yet?
No.
Oh, okay. His TikTok and his Instagram is Casper. It's right here. CASPER_732.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe. And on top of that, I'm going to have to give a plug. Remember, we said this last time. The Everyday GSD podcast is on all platforms, but please go to YouTube and click subscribe so I can get more subscribers on YouTube. That helps an algorithm. I don't know. I'm not a 17-year-old kid drinking Mountain Dew trying to figure this out, but that's what the kids tell me. So go to hashtag Everyday GSD podcast. On all the platforms, but go to it on YouTube, click subscribe. Thank you. But besides that, go to Wet Army and watch videos and watch all your cool.
Look at all the cool stuff we got.
Normally we close with that. We jumped right ahead with that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. We love the chaos.
Yeah, exactly. So talked about the company. So you're doing that and you're living in outside of Miami.
Yeah,
north of Miami.
Yeah, a little north of Miami.
Right.
I get like a lot of, so I have access to, you know, like the sharks and stuff like that I drive. So, I get a lot of like people asking me for rides and honestly, like I think I want to start like advertising with it. Right. I want to put like your ad here and drive it around Miami. I just like that, you know, I'm pretty sure. So
just another way to make some more money.
Yeah. I feel like COVID kind of taught me to diversify, you know,
right.
Like this is a good income, but you know, like it could turn to shit and you need more.
And I think COVID taught a lot of people a lot of lessons.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And it was able to help people figure out, you know what, this is the path I do not want to be on, or this is the path I do want to be on.
They say like a lot of like entrepreneurs thrive when it's like shitty economy, you know, because they figure out new ways to make it happen, you know, get shit done.
Get shit done. Absolutely. I was laughing on the last, because we already recorded a little bit of this, and obviously operator error on my part, but when you sat down, I was like, I can't see you because you're all in camouflage. But that's your thing. You always wear camouflage. I noticed you are wearing an everyday GSD hat. So normally I give you one at the end of the show, but you have one. So
dude, I'll take another one if it's camo though.
But it's interesting because those of you who are not watching the show, who are listening to the show, don't know what you look like. And I want to mention this because I did mention it on the last episode. So you look like a hippie. With your dreadlocks, and you were the furthest from a hippie. You're originally from Wyoming, like we were talking about, lived in San Diego. And I remember walking down the street with you one day, and this guy asked you for some weed or something like that. And you were like, I'm from fucking Wyoming. Or so you said something.
Like, what's that?
Yeah. And you just kept walking.
I act like I don't know what it is.
And because they automatically think you're just like a hippie, and which there's nothing wrong with hippies, Clark.
No.
He's like, okay. But Clark's like, come on, man, be peaceful.
My favorite thing when I lived in San Diego.
I don't know. Do we want to hear this?
So I wear camo, just plain shirts, you know, like I'm not really one to stand out, whatever, except for my hair, I guess. But I would get like gun shirts.
I remember.
And like F lettuce, you know, and like stuff like that. And people would be chilling, talking to me, you know.
Didn't you have one that was a AK that said "fuck Bin Laden" in little letters or something?
Yeah,
or something like that.
Yeah,
I forget. I remember you
said F ISIS.
Oh yeah, fuck ISIS. That's what it was.
And guns. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I remember that. That's a good memory, huh?
Yeah, dude. So I would like be wearing those shirts around town, and you know, and like everybody just looked at my hair. They like didn't see what I'm wearing.
Yeah,
a belt buckle and freaking F ISIS, you know,
cowboy boots on.
Yeah.
You could have had no pants on.
Yeah.
But San Diego's a good. I always say it's not like the rest of California.
No, dude. If I would have lived anywhere else in California, I wouldn't have been there for 5 years.
Right.
Like it was like a military town.
And where's the best brunch?
Oh, you know, Tom Hams.
Tom Hams, baby. Shout out to Tom Hams. Because I got to remember what we said in the last one, right?
We said that in this one.
Oh, we already said it in this one? Did we say in this one?
No, they deserve it, though.
Yeah, they do, right? So, Tom Hams. You get 2 shout outs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too much. Okay, so you're going to start a YouTube channel. You haven't done that yet. So why are you late to the game on that, bro?
Oh, man. I don't know if it's just like not getting shit done or if I just have too much other shit going on.
Right.
Like,
so you're making excuses. I got you.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
So you're going to start a YouTube channel.
I'm going to.
And then you're going to start uploading
I'm gonna do it
video. Yeah, you're going to do it today. I know you are.
Yeah.
You're going to start uploading the videos that you used on TikTok to start it off.
Yeah. I have a friend that's kind of into like that industry, I guess you'd say, or like,
yeah,
you know, he's one of the 17-year-old kids drinking Mountain Dew.
Yeah, right, yeah, they've got it figured out.
And he told me he gave me a couple tricks, so I'm gonna try it out and see what I can come up with. Because I mean, my one friend told me about TikTok, and I just got on there, and it just
went viral.
Yeah, blew up. And then what was cool about that is like, you know, Sports Center would see the videos on TikTok, and then they post it on my Instagram, or they like Sports Center would post my stuff, ESPN, like World Star.
They're posting
Lad Bible. Like I've been on.
They're reposting your post of you doing shit with the shark, right?
But some of them, like Unilad and stuff, they made like compilations of my videos, and like they really did their research because they never really asked me questions and stuff, but everything was pretty accurate on what they were saying and stuff. I was shocked. I'm like, wow.
They're pretty smart.
Yeah. I was like, wow, you guys really watched the videos and like read the captions and the comments and like, figured it out. That's cool. You know?
So let's go back to Wet Army.
Yeah, Wet Army.
So you want to make it an apparel line with a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah.
Wetsuits, hats,
maybe some guns. Like, I don't know. Shit.
Wet Army guns.
Maybe Wet Armory.
Yeah, Wet Armory.
Yeah.
But you're also, you were telling me the other day when you first got into town, you're trying to start it with apparel, but then you want to have...
Well, so right now I actually do have a shop in Florida where I work on boats and like crazy water toys and stuff.
Right.
And it's called Wet Tuning and Fabrication.
Wet tuning and fabrication.
WTF.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
because I'm a welder, you know.
So is it wet WTF?
It's Wet Tuning and Fabrication, but like the acronym is.
Yeah. I get. Yeah.
So anyway, also too, like I want to start like a racing. Like a racing, you know, like I want to build a badass stunt sub and just like race it.
Okay.
And I'm going to make Wet Army Racing. And the acronym for that is WAR, WAR.
Oh, he's good, right?
Yeah, man.
He's got all the acronyms. You just got to.
Me for all my acronyms.
Yeah, we probably need you to get someone, an angel investor out there. You probably need.
Dude, I'm working on it. But honestly, like I need some more organization.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of.
Well, you're kind of.
I've always got shit done, you know. I've done it myself, and
right.
like, and that's how I was raised. You know, we lived out in the middle of nowhere. Like, the roof need fixing, you fix it.
Right.
Know? Like,
yeah, you're not like, oh, let's call a roofer. You're like, no, it's leaking. We gotta fix it.
Yeah, but now that I've been around and kind of like traveled and figured stuff out.
Yeah. Thank you. My mom will be thankful.
Yes, I'm trying my hardest, dude.
Right,
I've letting it slip.
My mom and dad. You guys have heard me say this for multiple episodes, but. Sometimes I say the F word or some other curse words a little too much, but you know,
I've been trying.
I've been working on it, Mom. I love you. I've been working on it.
You have to say shit every.
Well, I do say, get shit done.
I was gonna say like shit is in the
it's in there. It's everywhere. Yeah, get shit done. But she just said I was saying too many F bombs, and she's correct.
Yeah.
And I told her it's for ratings. No, I'm just kidding. I did tell her that, but I was just kidding.
To your mother.
Well,
listen.
You're not supposed to curse like so long into YouTube videos, like a certain amount of time, and then you can start cursing.
We got that figured out.
Yeah. That's
okay. All right, back to you.
So I grew up where, you know, like we get shit done ourselves. And then now that I've been around and I've been traveling around, I'm like, you know, I'm not the best at making websites. Like I did my best and it's good, but like I can hire someone to do that.
Right.
And like, I'm like, oh, I'm not the best at marketing.
Right.
But I can, or filming, like videography, you know, stuff like that. And I'm like, I can outsource this stuff.
Put this a little closer to you. Bring it down a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Because you're going in and out a little.
Yeah, I kind of heard that.
Yeah.
So I figured, you know, like now I kind of want to outsource and like contract.
You're starting to realize that you can't do it all.
Yeah.
But you can if you have to.
I can if I have to.
But you'd prefer to choose someone that's an expert in it, not just like you're good at something, but you're not an expert at everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Same with like, I don't know if it was in this one or the last one, but you said like, I'm kind of good at everything.
Right.
And I'm like only to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Like that's what I was talking about. Like, you know, like I can make a website and it looks good, but to make something over the top, like I need to hire somebody.
Right. And for those of you who are tuning in late, who just decided to skip the beginning of this, what happened was what we're referencing is, operator on my part, I did not push record, and we pretty much were going through the show for a fair amount of time. We don't need to tell everyone how long, but I
half a vodka. Too.
Yeah. I was gonna say out of drink, and I looked down and we weren't recording, so we started over. And thank you that Clark is here to let us know when we mess up,
or at least make fun of us so we don't do it again.
Yeah, exactly.
Just making sure you're recording now.
Yeah, we are recording now. We are recording now. Okay, continue, man. I digress.
Shit, where were we?
We were on a podcast. We were on a podcast called Everyday GSD. Oh. Dude,
I'm in the speakeasy that I heard so much about.
Yeah, in an undisclosed location.
Dude, so I tell people to this day, what did I tell you the other day that I tell people? Like stuff that you told me, and I'm like, oh man, I tell them there's something about your house. Maybe it was the speakeasy.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that or I don't know. But
anyway, it's back to you, man.
Yeah.
It's back to you. So so you like to build a shark that's like high performance.
Yeah. I would really like.
And then you want to expand your Wet Army business by getting proper people in place.
So I actually became friends with the guy that drives Gravedigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's super cool, dude. He's one of, I think they have like 7 trucks or something, and he's one of the 7, but I think he's the best of the 7. Like he's super dope. He's super cool guy. And I brought him out, like they had Monster Jam in Miami, and we got to go to Monster Jam and like have a hell of a time. You know,
right.
We had so much fun. And
Monster Jam, for those few people that don't know what that is, that's monster trucks that jump and they crush cars.
Yeah, they just do backflips now.
Yeah,
like the craziest stuff ever
right.
now. Like I can't believe the evolution of monster trucks. Oh my goodness. Excuse me.
We won't cut that out.
I don't.
He
care.
goes, "Oh my goodness."
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Okay, so you're at Monster Jam.
At Monster Jam, and then like they took me to Monster Jam, so I brought them out to ride in the Shark.
In the Shark.
Yeah, and like I was just listening to them, and they're like, yeah, like we really started with just crushing cars and just smashing stuff, and then it like gained a little bit of traction, but then they started racing the trucks, and that gained a lot. Like their crowds got really big, and then now they kind of just like do a little bit of both.
Right?
They do it all.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, a stadium there'll be like 60,000 people at these events.
Tons of people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they have like people from Dubai, like, oh, we'll give you all $1 million just to come over here and give us a show. You know, like it's crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, like we should build a racing class, because we've been talking with the National Boat Racing Association.
Okay.
NBRA or something like that. And we were trying to like work on getting our own class and stuff like that. Like they let us come out and rip around during their intermission and like give a show and stuff, but we're trying to like get our own racing class in there.
Okay.
And get like it all approved.
And you have a couple partners.
Yeah. I have a couple people that are helping me and doing stuff.
Because you also do crazy like concrete floors.
Yeah, that's one of my partners. He's like
more his business.
Yeah, it's his, but like like we're all in this together,
Yeah, right.
We're just doing it all. So I help him out with that, and it's like,
and they're really like cool wild stuff. Floors,
dude. Like it'll look like this table right here, you know, like, and it's concrete.
Yeah. You showed me some wood. Look, I would say wood paneling, but it wasn't wood paneling.
Yeah,
it looked like Clark. I'll show you this after the show. Literally, it's like it looks like old barn wood that's been refinished for a floor, but it's concrete.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not stamped concrete. Dope. It's like,
so what we're trying to do is get like, even like this would be a cool, piece to make and put in the floor, and stuff like that. Like we want, like if someone wants a redwood floor, like a massive tree that you could drive a car through, like big ass planks, we can make that out of concrete.
Right.
Yeah. And to get a big redwood like that, it'd probably be like,
you can't.
$300 a square foot.
I don't think you can, bro.
Yeah. I mean, like you would have to be some kind of chic with like, stupid.
I don't think they're cutting redwoods down anymore.
No, definitely not. Yeah. But I mean, if they fall over, like maybe you can.
It's the American Power Boat Association that does the racing with.
Say that again.
Yeah, American Power Boat.
Yeah, American Power Boat.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You used to race jet skis.
There you go.
So that's why you probably like that Shark, because the engine's a jet ski engine, right?
It's a Sea-Doo.
Oh, Sea-Doo. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a Sea-Doo motor.
Sea-Doo motor.
Yeah. It's what? How many horsepower? So some of them have the 260 and some of them have the 300. Okay.
260 and 300. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I just remember going like, I remember with Stu, because he drives a little crazy, because he's a little crazy. And most people can put up with it for about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Okay.
Not the driver.
The driver, I think
because you get used to it. But as a passenger, after 15, 20 minutes, the ride's good.
Yeah.
It's time to call it it's like being on a roller.
Not even, dude, like 5 to 10 minutes.
I know, but like
you can do like all the tricks in 2 minutes,
I went with Stu and we were out there for like 2 hours one day.
Yeah. Oh my God, no.
And I was like,
no.
Bro.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're like, dude, I got to get on the dock. Like I'm out. Yeah.
Yeah. My back, I was like, I think I'm broken.
Was that the air races?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, because the Red Bull games,
air races.
The Red Bull Air, because remember I was driving the
wing cat. We were all just doing
and then
our thing.
Coast Guard auxiliarist came up to me and goes, and yelled at me, and I was trying to be as polite as I could, and by the way, I respect all the Coast Guard auxiliary because they volunteer, but unfortunately this individual didn't really know what they were talking about, and they were telling me that I was in a ferry lane, and this is where we boat all the time. And what happens when they have the Red Bull games? They a bunch of volunteers come in, they get registered, and they're allowed to be there, and you get a great view. And and I get it. There's making sure that people are safe. But at first I just waved to the guy, I said, all right, thanks. But then he came back and started yelling at me. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, chill out, man. I used to be in the Coast Guard. I'm pretty sure there's not a fucking ferry lane here. That's my boat over there. And then that guy got all, and I was like, I'm not trying to dress you down, but like, I get it, you're a volunteer, but like, just don't be yelling at people for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, right.
Like, I think, honestly though, I think that guy was there just to get the free gas,
Yeah.
Like
unfortunately. Yeah, it probably was. But I've worked with so many Coast Guard auxiliaries that have been just like 5-star.
Oh, dude. Yeah. 100%.
Hands down. Especially
all the time.
Especially in San Diego Harbor and down in Miami.
Like being out in the Shark, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. San Diego Harbor is still my favorite to this day.
Yeah.
Like the Harbor Patrol and the Coast Guard there, they're like the coolest people ever, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I have pictures of me waving and like videos of me launching next to
Do you remember that guy
them?
from the Border Patrol? They were in that big RHI with like the 5 outboard engines, and he pulled up next, and you were like, hey, do you want to ride? And because they wanted to see what it was, and the guy was like, he goes, can I? And you're like, yeah. But his boss was like, yeah, you got to take all your. Yeah. Remember he had to take his gun and everything off, and then he was like, oh, maybe just another time, because I think when he started taking everything off, he realized like, oh, I'm supposed to be working.
Yeah,
but they were so nice.
They were cool, man. They really wanted to like. Man, and we would do stuff like that. Like, we would take the coasties out, dude, and we would take and I really want to do that in Miami. Like, I want to do like a police and firefighter kind of like day.
Law enforcement, firefighters, and first responders.
Yeah, first responders kind of day, dude. Because I have a buddy that's actually.
And what we should do is we get some sponsors to do it, so it doesn't cost anyone any money. They can promote their stuff.
See, and that's something
we can work on that for sure. Maybe we get like 9 Line, the t-shirt company. Yeah. Because my buddy Wojo is good friends with the owner.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I have another buddy.
Down in Savannah, I believe.
Yeah. I have another buddy, dude. This will actually be kind of a cool like shout out thing for him. He's a Black Hawk pilot.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, for the Army. And me and him are like pen pals, dude. We met on TikTok and stuff.
Pen pals. I love that.
he's got like a couple million followers, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. And like me and him just BS. And I think he's in South Florida, dude. So every time I go out, I kind of hit him up. But when I go out, it's like chaos, dude, last minute stuff. Yeah, right. So like, I never really expect anybody to show up or whatever. Right. But I'm like, yo, I'm going to the water. Yeah. And one day he'll come out. But his thing is D Bailey. Damian Bailey. He's cool, dude. Okay. He like goes to he like tours the G planes and stuff, like the G whatever jet streams and stuff like that. And dude, it's super dope.
Yeah, I know nothing about it.
Yeah, me neither. But it's like his videos are really dope. Yeah.
So I'm sure he gets shit done.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. 100%. Yeah.
Okay, so you're living in Florida now. Do you see yourself staying there, or ideally, where do you want to be?
Ideally, I kind of want to like
go back to
Wyoming. Yeah. I love it there, man.
Yeah,
like,
you still have a place out there.
Yeah, and everywhere I've been, like I wouldn't trade where I grew up and how I grew up for the world.
Right?
Like even when I first moved to San Diego, I was like, man, imagine if I grew up surfing every day. Like I'd be a professional surfer, just smashing shit right now. But I'm like, man, screw that, dude. I don't want to be a vegan surfer. Like I want to be killing shit.
What'd you say to my wife, Jonica, the other day or yesterday? You said, she goes, oh, do you want some spinach? You're like, I don't think I've ever had spinach in my life. Yeah. And Clark, then he goes, well, actually, Jonica, I think I did have spinach one time on pizza. And then he paused for a minute and he goes like this. And I think it might have been pretty good. Yeah. No, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'll have more, I didn't know. I'll have more bacon.
Remember, even she was when she met us at the bar the other night, she was like, I'm a vegetarian or vegan. And I was like,
vegetarian. Yeah.
What? I didn't know I couldn't trust you. Yeah, I had no idea she was a vegetarian.
Yeah, she's only been a vegetarian for about 25 years.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Before that, it was cool.
Was a thing.
Yeah, before it was cool. Yeah, she just, I guess, would starve. She'd go places and be like, I guess I can't eat today.
Yeah, for real.
You don't have anything.
100%.
When I go back to my hometown in Plattsburgh, there's this Michigan place that I always go with my parents, which I love. I'm gonna be there this summer, and nice. I love going to get Michigan's, it's a hot dog with meat sauce on it, but it's amazing. It's only in that area of the country, but they don't have a vegetarian option. So, but Jonica will go there and she'll get like a burger without the meat. And so it's like a burger bun with lettuce, tomato, and the pickles. And that's it. And I'm like, are you okay with that? And then she'll get like French fries. She's like, oh, that's fine. Just because she's so nice. Because she knows I just want to chow down on these Michigans. Anyone listening from Plattsburgh, New York, you know what I'm talking about when I talk about Michigans. They're like the guilty pleasure. You have to have them.
Do they have like, is there like a green sign kind of? It says Michigans, and it's like a green, like kind of.
So one's called McSweeney's. Their colors are green and yellow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're green and yellow. And there's a Claire and Carl's is another one. Texas Red Hots.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think it was Texas Red Hots, something like that.
Dude, I went from Wyoming to New York.
Oh, you wouldn't have driven through where I live though, or where I'm from.
You were like upstate, right?
Way upstate, bro.
Yeah. So
the Adirondack
I had a buddy in
Mountains.
upstate.
Oh, did you go and see him?
I did.
Oh, maybe you had a Michigan.
Me and him, like he was a welder.
Yeah.
And he was teaching me how to like TIG weld stainless and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like me and him were tight.
Nice.
You know? And this guy had 5 white German Shepherds. Ooh. And I love dogs. So I was like, dude, I'm down. Like, let's check these dogs out.
And you got 2 dogs.
I got 2 dogs.
Yeah. What are their names again?
Chief and Daisy.
Chief and Daisy. Yeah, they're so cute.
They're brother and sister, man.
They're so cute.
And Chief is like
they're Rottweilers, right?
Rottweiler Huskies.
Yeah.
Rotskis. Yeah. Chief is going on 5 and Daisy is just turned 1. And they're brother and sister. Like same really? Mom and dad. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. But it's cool, man. They're so much fun.
Listen, I know you got a lot going on, so I will wrap it up here in a few minutes. But what can you tell anyone that's listening that you being an everyday GSD person?
Dude, oh man, you're gonna love this, bro. So
okay.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like when we were hanging out in San Diego and stuff, and you told me about a podcast you were on.
Yeah.
I listened to it, and one thing that I heard you say on there, I've been going by like ever since then. And it was, they were like, do you have any competition? And you're like, I don't have any competition because I wake up before them and I go to bed after them. So I'm not worried about them.
I love it, bro.
Dude, that is what I've been like, because I'm an early
I wake up before them and I go to sleep after them.
So I'm not worried about them.
You can't keep up.
Exactly. You can't keep up. That's it right there. And dude, I'm an early person. Yeah. Like
dude, I remember you coming. I just said we're wrapping up. We're still talking. I don't care. I remember one time I went up to use the head at the marina, the bathroom.
Yeah.
Because for some reason in the middle of the night I didn't want to use it on the boat because wake up someone else on the boat, you know.
Yeah.
Because it flushes, you know, the suction. So I just go up and I didn't mind walking up there. It's like it's always nice, right?
Yeah.
And I go up there. It's probably like 3:00 in the morning, and I see you guys with the headlights on, headlamps on, and I'm like, what are they doing over there? And I went over and it was you. It was you, and all this shit was on the dock. Yeah. And I was like, what are you doing? You're like, oh, we got a ride coming at 9 this morning. I was just making sure everything's ready. I'm like, yeah, you are.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, like, I'm an early bird, dude. Yeah. So like I'll wake up at 4:00 in the morning and I'll be like, oh, I'll go back to sleep. I'll go sleep till maybe 5 or 6. Yeah. But sometimes I'm like, I'm getting shit done. Like I'll get up and get shit done too.
Yeah. We had a little, as you know, we had a little complications today. Prior to the recording, unfortunately, Justin had a family emergency. But it was interesting because I hit you up at like 8:00 this morning. And I already worked out, and I when I hit you up, I was like, I know you had other projects you were working on today, but I was like, you know, he just got into town. He might have had some drinks last night and stayed out. But it was like read receipt and then replied back right away. I was like, oh, I didn't wake him. Perfect. And I was waiting.
Oh
too.
Nah, dude. I'm up every day, man. It doesn't even matter. Like I can stay up all night. I'm still up, dude.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just like I just train my body, man. Yeah. I don't know. Like I don't even need an alarm clock or anything. Well, I think it kind of started when I was welding. I would work 4:30 to 4:30.
Right.
And you'd be like working at 4:30. So you'd be there at 3:30.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
Yeah. And it's
like you don't punch in there and then go put your boots on.
Yeah. And it's like -20, you know, 4 feet of snow. You're stuck in the ditch and you call your boss like, hey man, and they're like, oh, you started walking, right?
Yeah. Like, you're almost here now? Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
If you're gonna be late, let me know before you're late. Don't call me when it's already late and tell me I'm going to be late.
Let me tell you one story. Like I don't mean to toot my own horn and stuff, but like
let's toot it, man. The show's about you, bro.
I was a really good welder, dude.
Right, Clark?
I am.
The show's about him. That's why
I'm a good welder, dude. Yeah. So I was in even in the shipyard, like the boss would be looking at me. I'm like, what? You want to fight me or fuck me? You know?
Yeah.
And they'd like shake their head and leave. And the trainees are like, dude, how do you talk to him like that? I would get fired. I'm like, let me show you. And I like show them how to do shit, you know? But anyway, there was this one time I had like 9.5 points and 10 points you get terminated. So I was like a flat tire away from being terminated at this job. I freaking went out one night, got all shitty. I came to work like an hour late. I didn't even clock in. I just like showed up. I grabbed my tools. I go to the
So you
shop.
weren't getting shit done that day?
I got shit done that night. Okay. But I go in, I look at my lead man, and he just like, he knows what I'm supposed to do, you know? So he like looks over, and I'm like, okay. So I go over and I start working. A couple hours later, my foreman comes and he's like, hey, what time did you get here? I was like, I was here at 4:30, man. What are you talking about? He's like, yeah, you didn't clock in. I was like, nah. He's like, it's all right. I clocked you in at 4:30, so you weren't late. So I didn't get fired.
That's good.
Yeah.
If my employees ever did that, I'd fucking fire them off.
Right. But if you had an employee that got your shit done.
Yeah. And that's what it's about. And the truth is, it shouldn't be about the clock, you know? And I always, that always drives me crazy in business and in anybody's business. When you're like, oh, you know, someone's working for 8 hours and 5 of those hours are sitting around because there's no work to do.
Yeah.
You know, that you should be working to get the job done. And then if you get your job done, either start another one or go home.
Yeah.
Because there's no sense everyone wasting everyone's time. And I think COVID taught a lot of people that.
100%.
Because I think pre-COVID, you're like, yeah, I realize you work here in the office and your work's done. It's Friday. It's 10:30 in the morning. And you can't start this next project because you just can't. You're waiting on someone else. Yeah, you can leave at 4 when you punch out. Yeah. Like, so I'm just gonna sit here all day. And well, you need to be here. It's the look, but it's a terrible look.
Even COVID too taught people like, hey, like you don't even have to be here. You can be on your couch.
Yeah.
Like,
go
home.
Well, you know, there's, and I always say this, and you know, I've said this the last couple episodes ago. I think I'm trying to remember, but there's 2 work from home people. There's a work from home person that can get shit done, and there's one that really should never be working from home.
Yeah, 100%. Dude.
And unfortunately, the way our society is, we have a lot that should never really be working from home, and that causes I think that causes a problem for the individuals that can work from home, that their companies won't let them because someone else has ruined it for them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a firm believer. If you get your job done and you can get after it, you shouldn't be micromanaged. But if you're a person that just doesn't get shit done, well, first of all, I don't want you working for me, right? Because why do we want someone that's not producing? You have someone that works hard, you know, this guy or girl is busting their ass, and this guy or girl next to them is a slacker. This person's either having to pick up the work for them or they're resentful because this person's getting the same pay.
Dude,
I can tell you,
I would get screwed over because I would go into welding contracts, and with my hair and the way I looked, like I had to I had to prove myself. Well, I would do way more than expected, obviously. And then they would expect me way more from me the whole time. And there's like dudes doing like not even a quarter of what I'm doing, getting paid the same, but I had to do the same because like that's what they expected from me, which was rough. Yeah. But I didn't care because I really enjoyed the work, you know, like I enjoyed kind of being the badass, you know, like I was like, oh man, but you were also good to like go kick rocks, you know, like
but you were also a very good welder because I remember at I was going to say Tom Hams at Sea Level. We were at Sea Level or it wasn't Costera, Sea Level or Island Prime, the bar side.
Oh yeah.
And you were there with 2 of your coworkers that came to see you.
Oh yeah.
They were welders.
Yeah.
And they were bragging about you because at that time you were, you know, mid-20s, early 20s.
Yeah.
And they were talking about like how good you were. And I was like, you're going to give this guy a big head. Like, and they were like, nah, man, he's great. He's awesome. Truly gets shit done. And you're fun to be around.
Yeah.
So I think you're positive.
Well, so like, okay, when they would partner me with people during the day when I was welding, that like I had this one like we had a bunch of Vietnamese guys. They're like my favorite, dude. They're so funny. But this like old Vietnamese guy, he gets partnered with me. He's like, don't make me look bad. And I was like, don't piss me off. He's like, what? I'm like, if you piss me off, I'm gonna do mine. I'm gonna get my shit done, and then you're gonna look bad. I was like, but if you know, like I enjoy doing it, so if I get done, I'll help you. And we'll both look.
And you would have to help people all the time because you were
all the time. Yeah, and it was great. Like I loved it. You know, like it was.
Well, and that goes back to the kind of how you were brought up. If someone needs help, you're going to help them.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. You know, you joke around, but you know, we talk about Stu, and Stu will be on the show this summer, hopefully.
Dude, yeah.
But it's interesting when we talk about someone like Stu, who obviously, you know, Navy SEAL, government contractor, his mentality is, you know, you have to get the job done no matter what.
Yeah.
But his mindset is so happy and peaceful.
Yeah.
And he's just the nicest guy.
Yeah.
And when I met you, I was like, okay, you guys just met each other because your personalities are so similar.
Yeah.
Where you're like, okay, no, it's time to fix this. This boat is broken.
Yeah.
You know, you got grease all over. You're in the engine room.
Yeah.
You're cranking on shit. But then someone comes over and asks you a question. You're like, yeah, no problem. I'll get that form for you right away. You know, like kill him with kindness, you know?
Yeah. 100%, dude. You got to kill him with kindness.
Yeah. You know, honestly though, seriously, I said this a little while ago and we kept going. I know we got to wrap this up. I appreciate you coming out, being on the show.
It was a blast, dude. It was like way more lax than I thought.
Yeah, and I'm bummed out. It's been, I guess, 5 years since we've talked. So
you and J-Ro
should
get a boat and park it behind my house.
Yeah, maybe we will.
I have a.
But I do have a little gift for you because we're still recording.
Oh yeah.
I got a hat. I know you're wearing a hat right here, but this is another one of the Everyday GSD hats with the logo.
Oh, the DV, dude.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah,
so
I like
no,
that.
but seriously, man, thank you for coming out,
bro. Anytime.
Cross like that.
Yeah,
I appreciate you, and you know, just have a good trip back. Be safe.
Yeah, man.
And hopefully everyone follows Wet Army and buys your shit.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you,
dude. Honestly, like I thought about it, and I was like, you know, even if it's just my friends and stuff, like I'll be happy with that because.
So all your friends out there, if listen to this, please support them.
Yeah.
All right.